After some internal discussions with leadership, it was decided that BAM is not the right fit for this show at this time. So if anybody has a venue, if you've got a venue for us, that'd be really great. I'd really love to shoot this special.
And now we got to check in with the comedian Andrew Schulz, who hosts a really popular podcast on YouTube, who's getting a lot of blowback and even facing professional consequences after he dared interview former President Trump. So I don't know if you guys saw this interview. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw some clips from it. And this one particular moment where he made this joke about Barron Trump, I thought was so funny. And I thought more than anything, it was just audacious. I could not believe he sat across from the former president of the United States and said this.
So tell me this situation. Okay. Barron is 18. He's handsome. He's tall. Yeah. He's rich.
He's got the whole ball.
He's unleashed in New York City. Are you sure you want to reverse Roe v. Wade now?
I really like interviews like this. I think they show a different side of the candidate, and they don't all need to be hard-hitting, grilling, gotcha sit-downs. Trump has done plenty of those. So it was something different. It was something interesting. Some cool moments came from it, and I was just, ready to move on. But for Andrew Schulz, it wasn't that simple. He appears to be facing professional consequences for daring to platform Trump. Take a listen to this clip where he explains that the venue he was supposed to film his special in canceled just days before they were supposed to do it, hours after he published his interview with Donald Trump.
So it was an awesome interview and everybody loved it. And then a day later, Dove was like, oh, by the way, the venue you're going to shoot your special in canceled your shows.
No, damn it. I
waited. Within 3 hours.
Doug, after we interviewed him, before the episode comes out, he goes to the venue. Everybody leaves. It's on Schultz's special team. All of them have to go to the venue, check it out. I assume everything is good.
People flew in for this.
Oh, yeah. So we've had these venues locked in for months now, something like that. It's not like we might do it here. It's booked. It's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. We have the entire production team come out for this is for the third time many of us are spotting the venue and looking at everything. We have the set design already curated. We're moving around seating plots, camera plot. It's ready to go. We're going on sale this week. And we get an email 3.5 hours out. After discussing with our board members, we don't think that it would be, there's email, you'll bring it up, but don't show any emails off. But it was a BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music, which is a venue they've shot tons of specials in. And 3.5 hours after the interview, they canceled shows. So yeah, let's see if we can show the thing. Read the exact email, because they're canceling my shows, but they're also begging Live Nation to not cancel future shows with them. They still want business, but they're just not this guy. Now, I don't know if it's a Trump interview, but the day before it came out, we were ready to go and we were going on sale this week. And 3.5 hours afterwards, we get this email. Yeah. First off, I want to thank you for thinking of BAM for Andrew Schultz's upcoming comedy show. We are always excited when promoters consider our space for their events. After some internal discussions with leadership, it was decided that BAM is not the right fit for this show at this time. That said, we really do appreciate you reaching out. We'd love to work with you in the future and for future events that might be a better match for BAM. So if anybody has a venue, if you've got a venue for us, that'd be really great. I'd really love to shoot this special, and that'd be really awesome.
The irony is this is your most personal special.
Yes.
It's not as political as that. It's you and your journey.
Yeah, but also what's interesting about it is that, again, they canceled it 3 hours after the interview came out. So before the liberal media spun it in liberals' favor. Yeah. So if they waited 2 days, they get the hero.
You're a darling
of the liberals.
You just got to send him, be like, I laughed in his.
Yeah. So the point that Andrew makes there at the end is that actually the fallout from this interview was in many ways used against Trump. It was skewed by the liberal media. This particular clip where basically Schulz laughed in his face because Trump said something kind of funny where he says, I'm basically a truthful guy. So it's particularly insane that they're using this against him when it's not even clear that this was like a pro-Trump interview that helped him. It may have actually hurt him. It started a couple news cycles that weren't particularly favorable to the former president. But honestly, all of that's irrelevant. An artistic venue that prides itself on having a wide array of different voices and exhibits and personalities and shows should not be canceling comedians just days before they're supposed to deliver a special that's been planned just because they interviewed a former president. That's insane. That's totally intolerant and illiberal and close-minded. I mean, technically, it's their business. They can do with it what they want. I'm not saying what they're doing should be illegal, but I think they should face a lot of scrutiny for it, and people should punish them. And I guess it's theoretically possible that this was just a coincidence, but I find that very hard to believe, both with the timing and the fact that the statement that they sent in that email was like, oh, our values aren't aligned. What values? Okay, they mean political values, and that's not a coincidence. It's also so interesting to me that this backlash exists independent of the actual content of the special, which maybe they didn't know about, but they could have asked about before canceling him. Because as they mentioned on the clip from their podcast, it's not even going to be a political special. It's a personal special where he talks about his life. So even if you didn't agree with his politics, which by the way, aren't necessarily right-wing just because he interviewed somebody. I don't actually know Andrew Schulz's politics. They could be right-wing, but they're not just because he interviewed somebody. That's not how interviewing works. Anyway, the fact that you didn't even bother to inquire about the content of the special, because even if somebody's politics differ from yours, the values of the show presumably are what matter the most. They didn't even do any of that. They just caved. They probably are run by insane woke people inside the organization, if it's in Brooklyn, who threw a hissy fit and demanded that they be canceled, and the bosses caved to their young employees. That's my theory about what probably went down. But what makes this particularly ironic, and this was pointed out by the website Hollywood in Toto, is that BAM, the Brooklyn art place that was supposed to host Andrew Schulz, just for November coming up, has a whole exhibit planned about the censorship of art and about conservative cancel culture from decades ago, lamenting it and talking about artistic freedom and all this. But here they are, shutting down artists for the crime of talking to people they hate. It's just, the cognitive dissonance is unreal. Now, Andrew Schulz will be fine. He's hugely successful. He's got massive followings on social media and on YouTube and all of that. And I bet he'll be able to find another venue. But it's more the directional element of this story and just the move to silo off into our own spaces. I mean, I worry about this attitude because I just don't want to live in an America 30 years from now where we have Democrat restaurants and Republican restaurants. We're really that divided that we can only be around or work with or associate with people with our same shared values. I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous in so many ways. And it's not the vision of an open-minded and mutually tolerant America that I want to live in. It's just not. But what do you guys think? Do you like Andrew Schulz? Did you watch his interview with Trump? And do you think he deserved to be canceled by a venue over it? Let me know in the comments.